Trump in Turkey. He is in Ankara, which is inland. It's the Turkish capital. It's where the presidential palace is. By the way, one of the biggest presidential palaces in the world. 1,200 rooms full of furniture that looks, some of it looks like Mar-a-Lago, so maybe Trump's going to feel right at home. He is getting a warm welcome from President Erdoğan in Turkey, a really warm welcome, almost warmer than maybe some of the NATO allies are going to give Trump, because he's on the outs with Meloni from Italy, the French, the Germans, and the English, right? I can't wait to see that body language. In the meantime, we just showed you where Ankara is. It's in the interior of Turkey. It's a much smaller city than Istanbul. This is the president getting off Air Force One, the brand new Air Force One. That's the color scheme. This is the 747 we've got from Qatar. It's been retooled. The security is in place. This is the first real international trip the president has taken. He made his way down the steps, and he got a warm welcome from President Erdoğan, who greeted him at the airport in Ankara. By the way, we understand there's a building named after President Trump at the airport. So the Turks know how to play him, right? And they had a horse guard. They had bands. They're really rolling out all the stops. Now, this is curious. This is interesting. You could see the president of Turkey warmly greeting him. At some point, the president of Turkey was putting his, kind of guiding the president by the elbow, by the arm, which, you know, in today's day and age, with all the body language and all the stuff we went through with Joe Biden guiding him on and off stage, I did notice that. And you got to wonder if the international press is also going to notice that, whether it was deliberate or whether it's just a warm greeting. I've been reading that the Turks are very friendly to strangers, and it's not uncommon for them to grab somebody by the shoulder or, you know, kind of caress their arm and guide them. But given the tenor of President Trump and international relations, see that? You see that? You got to wonder if that was welcome or not. Now, when they met for a second time at the presidential palace, there was much less of that. So, I don't know. Maybe we're seeing something that, you know, is not there. Maybe we're reading too much into it. Maybe we've had too much of the memory of Joe Biden being led on and off stage. You see that again? Whatever it is, that was something that caught our eye today. All right, so that's the airport. Marching band, horse guard, a big procession. Trump says a couple of words to the Turkish troops assembled. The color teal is a warm, welcoming color, not a red carpet, but a teal carpet in Turkey. You see the horses behind them there. They really pulled out all the stops. A brief event there with the president then pulling out, and then the big boulevard over to the presidential palace, and another warm welcome. Less touchy-feely at the palace, and then inside, meet the press. This is President Trump with the Turkish president talking about his warm welcome in Turkey. Maybe not such a warm welcome from our NATO allies, though, who Trump says did nothing to help us in the war with Iran.
European countries and others, Canada, etc., but to protect people, countries from, generally speaking, it used to be the Soviet Union, now it's Russia. And I say that's fine, but you would think that they'd be very willing to do something to help us, and they really weren't. In the case of the United Kingdom, the Prime Minister, I guess he's no longer there, maybe because of this. It was a very unpopular thing he did. He said, "No, we'll help after the war is over." I said, I don't need that kind of help. We didn't need any help at all. And in a way, I was testing people. I was testing to see whether or not they'd be there, because I've long said that we help them, but I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. And Italy turned us down, and Germany turned us down, and France turned us down. And it's okay. But, you know, why are we spending hundreds of billions of dollars and they're not there for us? We've always been there for them.
So there you go. So that's the headline. That's the foot we're getting off on. England, Germany, Italy, France, you did nothing for us. Why is the U.S. writing checks for billions of dollars to prop you up, keep NATO going? So I can't wait to see the body language when they're all in the same room with him, particularly Giorgia Meloni, the Prime Minister of Italy. She's the one who Trump says she wanted a picture with me. He's been trolling her, posted a picture of her fawning at him, looking adoringly at him, and then the caption was, "I need a restraining order from this woman." So that's coming up later. There's going to be a big, big dinner in the presidential palace. And once again, this palace is something. It's technically, I think, the Chinese, the palace in the Forbidden City is the biggest in the world. But this thing in Turkey with like 1,100, 1,200 rooms dwarfs Versailles, and they say it's about 30 times bigger than the White House. So we'll see the president's assessment of that when he gets the full tour of the Turkish presidential palace, carved out of the woods in Ankara, Turkey. And then what's going to be the body language? And he meets Meloni, when he meets Macron from France, the Germans, and Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister. I believe he's still in, at least for a couple more weeks. He's the outgoing British Prime Minister. He's got his own problems at home. But that should be at least very entertaining when we see them all together in a room.